What are some brilliant options for you to take into Alliance raids? Hope you're doing well. Hello, everyone. It's pretty much imminent that raids are going to go. Well, they might have started now. I can't remember on when these. I'm going to go with they might start today. I wanted to make this video for tomorrow, but I think that because people could be doing their raids today or maybe tomorrow, it's probably best just to put this video out right now. Now, the one thing that a lot of players are going to be looking for is options and also understanding what is going to be some of the best champions to take in against this content. One thing we've definitely seen is that with Medusa, with Guardian, with Thor Ragnarok, and of course with MCOC, you're going to have to consider, you don't have to, but you may have to consider options that have true strike, true accuracy, true damage, I think is part of it as well. And any kind of inbuilt auto block counters. Now I'm in this position where I'm now prepping a champion to help me out. Moleman has been a champion I love. I think it's a great champion. But it's definitely had a weird resurgence all of a sudden in that people are going, oh yeah, I'm going to have to use him for some stuff. And I think with Kabam doing this kind of auto blocky evadey type Saga, which has come to a head in certain different bits of content, including Alliance Wars. I'm seeing a lot more defenders that are evade and as well auto block in kind of defense. That Moleman and various others kind of quick to access true strike, true accuracy type champions and just general auto block or evade counters are becoming key rank up opportunities to help you along your way, and that's definitely what we need to see for people and quite possibly for this particular Alliance quest. Now I would say you're spoilt for choice when it comes to champions, but you're not really. From a tactician, assault, a tactician, and a Vanguard standpoint, there's very little when it comes to options that necessarily do that. And as I did say, you don't have to feel like you have to bring these particular champions. It's just all about what is assisting you in the map. If you want to prepare yourself, which we had on a minute ago, all you need to do is click on your raid week, click on the banner there, and it comes up with the different final boss, mini bosses, and you just preview map. At least you get an idea to kind of read in the nodes, which is not the main thing. The main thing will be how you look to take on the certain champions, whether or not you are going up against Medusa first, whether or not you're going up against Guardian first, and whether or not you go against Thor Ragnarok and as well with MCOC. Now, most of these champions, and this is why it's interesting from an assault perspective, are hashtag metal. That is incredibly interesting. Now, one champion, or I know all of them are a hashtag metal except for Medusa, and I'm pretty certain she's not, but I just need to double check. This means that 3 out of the 4 champions are hashtag metal, and therefore the champion, and you can see here, it's not hashtag metal. So that gives you the idea there's 3 out of 4 champions, including the boss, that are hashtag metal. That means that if you are looking to, and by the way, make sure to sort by the champions, Magneto, which is an auto block counter based on the hashtag metal interaction, is going to be a very good option for you. And again, to point out, I'm not saying you have to bring those particular champions, because you could do different things. If you're looking for an assault based option, you're like, okay, well, I'm going to use Hulkbuster and I'm going to do this kind of through the block if they've got shock, stun. Okay, cool, go do that. I'm going to do instead a different methodology with it. I'm just going to try and just out damage the champion. Yeah, go for it. Even Aegon. Now, there is a debatable thing about the bug around the quit out, and if you're banking your combos, that if you X out, then you might lose your boost, your special role-based boost. Again, I don't know if that's going to be correct. It's been patched. It's not been patched. It's just an annoying risk. But as part of the champion having this combo building, it's 150 hits. So that can be good and bad, because you have to build up to 150 hits each time if indeed the bug is something within the game. No, I wouldn't say it's bugged in the game, but it's if you want to build your, not combos, but build up your role-based boosts and kind of help out with the fervor, so that could be a bit of an issue. A bit of a kind of out there option, and I think incredibly underrated, will be a Killmonger option. Killmonger as part of his all attacks, which is this one here, hitting opponent that are recovering from a special attack grants Killmonger true strike for 16 seconds. Very important because it keeps it on longer. I'm personally of the ilk, I want to say ilk, I mean kind of my mantra, my philosophy with this. I need to have access to a True Strike or a auto block based counter right off the bat. Why? Because I don't trust the AI of the game, to be brutally honest. More so for MODOK, but to be honest, Thor Ragnarok, Medusa, mainly Guardian and Thor Ragnarok are kind of lesser issues when it comes to that auto block trigger, which may need more of a counter to it. I think that will depend down to us as a player base, how we find it. Are they auto blocking? Are they proccing auto block more regularly? And as I said, I don't trust the AI of the game. I really don't. So therefore, I don't trust that you're going to have an inconsistent auto block trigger. So I need to have a consistent, because I think that's probably the best way to go. And my options, because I'm very limited, because I'm Vanguard, to have a True Strike, True Accuracy or auto block based counter will indeed thrust me into Mole Man. Not the end of the world. I'm actually pretty happy with that as being my only option to take in here. And everything, when you come into the game, is all about experimentation. Tactician, in my opinion, is where you've got some of the better options. Angela has been a fantastic go-to champion for a lot of people for various different bits of content. If you've got yourself an Awakened version and if you build up your buffs, which as you can see for each buff on Angela, her opponents suffer the following, which is, and again if you've got 200 signature, a 45.05% nullified auto block ability accuracy. That is like saying, right, well I've SP1 rotation, armor, maybe regen, dexterity, fury, 3 for sure you can access quickly, but I'd say 2 for sure. That's going to be important because that's close to like 90% accuracy for taking it down, in theory, for suppression purposes. And of course, it's able to do like a great amount of damage. I'm jealous of people on Tactician for this. There's also Adam Warlock. Adam Warlock is a very interesting option. I think it's got true damage, which I'm pretty certain does the interaction for this. I could be wrong. I'm pretty certain I'm right on this one. God, there's so many things to remember with this game, but I'm pretty certain with there's an element of true damage, which he's able to then take it down, like true damage right there. I think the armor and resistance does have something like 10 hits, and it's there. Tell me if I'm wrong in the comments. I've seen plenty of people talking about it. I'm pretty certain I've used Adam Warlock as well. The same thing can be said for Gladiator, which is another champion I recommend. I think I recently ranked 2'd this. Yes, I did. And I've been using this in Alliance Wars. I need to do an Alliance Wars like top 10 or kind of tier list for this particular season. Using him quite a bit, and I can't remember where I was facing off against a Penny Parker, which had power control, like, yeah, it obviously does power control, but I'm pretty certain I used Gladiator and auto block was suppressed based on his build of confidence and getting something else, or was it nodes? I want to say it was the champion itself, and I used this as another option. No wonder it's kind of like it's in here. It must be kind of like a recommended option for this, so yep, I recommend him, Gladiator, and of course the final one for Tactician would be Venom. Venom has True Strike as part of his ability set, which is good, like a True Strike based system on abilities. I can't remember exactly where it is on this one, but it's definitely something that is mentioned to suppress that. Yeah, okay, maybe not so much with Venom. I lesser degree with that because it's opponent below 18%. Venom's Bloodlust grants him True Strike and unblockable special attacks. So maybe not so much with that one, but definitely the other ones mentioned. So I will remove this, I think, from my my list. It works, but it's again going to be about, and the thing I need to point out is I'm not saying you have to bring auto block counters. I'm just saying that be mindful depending on what you want to do. If somebody's using Magneto, that's great. You got 3 out of the 4 champions you can use them effectively against. Mainly Guardian, mainly Thor Ragnarok, so you're going to have to work with your teammates in order to take this stuff down. But it's not the be all and end all. Like, you can still use some of the other ones mentioned, just these ones are handy for MODOK. MODOK is probably one of the worst ones for getting that auto block on him. So thinking about counters and things to make it easier are normally going to be the better options for it. Just Magneto will be able to do that hashtag metal interaction for a good chunk of the fights. And yeah, you'll have to have one rough fight to have several good fights. It's going to be down to you how you feel you're going to take it on. For me personally, I'm rocking Mole Man because I am a Vanguard, and I'm sure other people will rock different things for different purposes, like Angela Adam Warlock, Gladiator will be standard options for Tactician. When it comes to Assault, Nick Fury. Like, Nick Fury is another fantastic option that I completely forgot about. I think as well, depending on what you choose, because that's the other thing, the boosts. If there's a damaging debuff based one, then tell you what, you're going to be having a lot of fun with Nick Fury, because the particular boosts do benefit those nice amount of bleeds that the champion gets. So be mindful of that, and kind of be mindful of options. Also important for this one is remember these missions. MODOK will call out a random game action of with 3 attacks. Knock down the defender while not stunned or hit into block 5 times. After the call out action is complete, gain raid further, because of course that's important. And bundle of basics at the start of the fight. A random prompt, strike the defender with 4 medium attacks, 5 light attacks will be chosen. So remember to rotate correctly in order to build your fervor, because that's of course part of working in a team. But in any case, that has been some like decent options, and you can choose whatever you want to go into this particular content. Any of the champions that are limited in your tags, but these new ones have been added in to help you out along the way. And of course, Kabam have added in more of these specific types, auto block counter based champions. So have a look, see who you've got. Maybe you might want to rank up something, talk to your teammates, talk to your alliance mates, find some ideas, use different options. Even like things like Hulkling. Hulkling has, like, hitting into a block can go unblockable for a length of time. Hyperion might be able to stun and rotate around that quite frequently. You know, Kitty Pryde has got the miss and the phasing, which again can be very helpful. Cosmic Ghost Rider has got the very easy means to access and rotate some heavy damage. Stunning could be a very big kind of thing to mitigate that auto blocking mechanic. Valkyrie can hit into the block, therefore doing via, say, Pierce, and a good relic for all of these champions can amplify damage. So there you go. There's been some options. There's tons of ones. Don't feel limited by just taking auto block counters. I'm just merely making this video to go, hey, there's options out there that could be very helpful and also a part of your different roles. But in any case, hope you enjoyed this video. Good luck if you're just about to go in or going in tomorrow. Check out some other content located on screen, and I'll see you all soon. Have a lovely day. Bye-bye.